Hello and welcome to Cooking in the Kitchen with Jane and Pete. Here we have. This episode is Oat Cakes, and here's Jane to introduce them.
So we did soda bread last time, so I just wanted to show you another quick recipe, which is oat cakes. Not actually tried this particular recipe before, and I'm using it because I've run out of oatmeal. So I found a recipe where you can actually make oat flour out of just your normal porridge oats.
So you just grind them down, do you, or something?
Yeah.
And it turns into flour?
Yeah. Which I did a little bit of a test before I did this, and I was impressed that it does actually work.
That's some kind of magic. So have a quick look at the recipe. What's
do you want to go through?
Yeah. So we've got 140 grams of oat flour, 140 grams of oats, 75 milligrams, is that milligrams? Milliliters of fat, 2 to 4 tablespoonfuls of hot water, salt and bicarb. Gas mark 5 or 375 or 190 electric, and that's 20 to 30 minutes. But I guess you need to check.
Yeah, definitely with this one, just because everybody's ovens are so different. These can really easily catch. I'm just going to stir this, make sure that most of it. As you can see, those oats have gone to quite a nice flour now.
Right, okay.
Again, it's another super simple recipe where you just bung everything in.
I like the ones where you just bung everything in.
Yeah. Me too.
Because it's kind of simple.
So there's the salt.
That's a lot of salt.
And the bicarb. It's got the bicarb in as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll just mix those in.
Does that feel nice on your fingers?
Yeah, it's still nice and warm. That must be from the grinding the oats. Right, so first in is your fat.
Is that not an egg?
No, that's the fat I used was vegan block melted down.
Oh, right. Okay.
But you can use whatever your preferred fat or oil is. So you can use butter.
Yeah.
You can use a vegetable oil. I mean, you could use olive oil, but I think that might be quite a strong flavour.
Yeah, it sounds
so
a bit weird.
I've got that quite well mixed, but I'm just going to go in with the hands to make sure that the fat is evenly distributed before I add the water in. You can also add other things to this. So you could add some cheese. That reminds me, I'm going to add some black pepper because we generally tend to have these savoury. You could even make them sweet and add sugar into them.
Yeah. What, just like sugar, like thrown in, not syrup or anything?
No, I definitely wouldn't use syrup. Just some sugar in that.
Right.
So again, we're going to go in with the liquid bit by bit because you don't want it to end up over sloppy like I did with the soda bread last time. But if you do ever get it so that it's too wet, you can just add some flour to it to sort of like balance it out. But you've got to be careful, you don't want to get into a yo-yo situation where you go more flour, no, too much flour, more water.
No, it's like me when I trim my beard sometimes.
Is it? Why? Do you do too much on one side?
Too much on one side and you have to balance it up before you know it. You've got a plain face with nothing on it.
Or one of those, is it a pencil moustache? A really lopsided one.
Yeah. Or just something right at the end of your chin that you didn't really want, so you shave it off. It's a world of pain out there, really.
So I'm gathering it together, but this is actually too crumbly. You can see if I'm trying and roll that, you can just see that's going to fall to pieces.
It's going to fall
apart. I am actually just going to need a tad more warm water. I'm used to doing this recipe before with oatmeal and flour, so I'm a bit unsure of how much water I'm going to need. The recipe said 2 to 4 tablespoons.
But you have to just see what it's like.
Don't stick to recipes because all flours have different absorption rates, and it'll be the same with oats.
Yeah.
Now that's gathering together quite well.
That looks like a dough now.
Yeah, so I'm just going to knead it a bit, see how well that does actually stay together. Oh, another flavour that works really well with this, particularly if you're vegan as well, or even if you're not, is nutritional yeast. That gives it quite a cheesy flavour without actually using the cheese.
Oh, that sounds
so you
good.
can put quite a bit in it, so it's cheesy, or just a little bit to add some flavour.
Yeah, cool.
I'm quite happy with that. I think
That's
that
a
might
good
work.
dough,
That might work. It's feeling a little bit on the dry side, so this might not actually
Bit of water?
go.
Is it too late to add water now?
No, I could do, but I'm gonna give this a go and see what it's like. So I've got it onto a floured board. It does look like it's cracking up a bit. Might actually have to put this back in and rescue it, but let's see. As you can see, it is kind of cracking up quite a bit, but the other recipes I've used did that as well. So it's quite tough on the rolling, this. You have to treat it quite carefully. You do need to get it quite thin.
Yes. So you could cut it to any shape you want, really, couldn't you? Like you could have like heart shapes or whatever. Or
Yeah. I mean, traditionally, some of the oat cakes you see, they're actually done in huge rounds and then they're scored into triangles.
Oh, right.
So this is getting a bit difficult to turn now. So I'm just going to actually
we get the idea.
keep
though.
rolling
that
it
sort of makes
thin.
sense.
This one's definitely breaking up, but I'm hopeful we can get it thin.
Yeah.
You can see at the moment I always tend to judge with my thumb, measure with my thumb where it's at, so it's not too far away. You want like 1/4 of an inch. 1/2 an inch I was always told was like to half of your thumb, so I just need it a bit thinner. You've been enjoying the oat cakes though, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
We're getting through a fair few of them.
Many a comfortable evening, reclining with a brandy and oat cakes. The hands
by an open fire.
By an open fire.
Hound at your feet.
Okay,
so now you can cut them out, and like you were saying, you can use any sort of shape or even size. Obviously, the bigger that you do them, if you are doing some larger ones, they're going to be more prone to breaking up. If you haven't got one of these cutters, you can just use a glass.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well.
Yeah.
So, yay, they're staying together.
Whoa,
but just treat them with care.
Yeah.
Then you put them onto either some parchment. I've got this special stuff here. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't think what it is. Got it ages ago, but it works wonders.
So that can go in the oven with that sort of plasticky looking thing.
Yeah.
Intact,
They're really good.
Yeah.
Or you can use a lightly oiled baking tray.
Yeah.
These don't actually spread out that much when they're baking, so you can actually bake them really close together.
Oh, okay. So it's not like cakes where they all squish into one another sort of thing, is it? Really?
No. Fine. So another thing I love with these, they're absolutely great with jam or any sort of preserve.
Yeah.
So they're good for sweet and for savoury.
I like them with peanut butter on top.
Yeah.
As well as cheese.
They are a good supper.
That's just the way I am, really.
I think so. Other things that you might want to add to these are herbs, chilies, seeds. Actually, I've done it with having some seeds in as well, so you can turn them into sesame oat cakes.
Yeah. So you just mix those extra things in at the dough stage, so to speak, wouldn't you?
No, you'd actually mix those in before everything's dry. Oh, sorry, when everything's still dry.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
I see. If you did it at the dough stage,
yeah,
you wouldn't get it evenly distributed. So
right,
you want to add it in with all the flours before you add the oils.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
It'd be really good. Yeah, if people want to experiment with that and then let us know what works and share it with everyone else, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Then you pop these in the oven, and what I'd recommend doing is giving them 10 minutes on one side. Take your tray out, carefully flip them over halfway through, and give them another 10 minutes on the other side. That should be about it. You just want them a slight colouring round the edge. Obviously, if they're catching at all, if you find out that they're going a bit too dark, then maybe turn your oven down a little bit. And you want to bake them pretty high in the oven as well, unless you've got a fan-assisted oven, and then you can bake them anyway.
Great.
Anyway, enjoy.
Thank you very much. Bye now.